book review. Yeah, I'm reviewing a book. I got a book. It's called Mixing Secrets for the Small Studio by Mike Senior. Yeah, so to give you a bit of backstory, I've been like producing music for maybe like, I don't know, I think it's been like 3 years now. So not a huge amount of time in the game, but at least long enough to kind of hopefully know what it is that I'm doing and have some sort of style. I would like to think I have some sort of style. Probably. As a quick, long story very short, would I recommend this book if you want to learn how to mix better? Yeah, definitely. I'm not going to say that this book taught me how to mix perfectly. In fact, I don't really think there's anything that will teach you how to mix perfectly without you putting the effort of failing into it. But what this book did do is it gave me the ability to be more consistent with my mixes. So whereas before I'd be like, oh, I'd make a really good mix, and then all of a sudden the next mix would just kind of maybe be trash or maybe be good and I wouldn't have an idea. At least because of the lessons that I've learned from this book and also from trial and error and like working on projects, I've kind of at least gotten to a point where like there's at least a good base minimum that's quite good quality where my mixes kind of hit. What's great about this book is that it's actually kind of versatile in terms of how you would use it. Now, normally when I use books, like when I've used books for learning how to knit, I usually end up finding books that either fit into the whole dictionary and reference manual sort of book where you kind of go in and you use it as a way to learn certain things, or you have books that are kind of like project-based books where you kind of go from start to finish and you basically kind of read through the book. So then that way, by the end of the book, you're very good and that's pretty much it. And then the book's done its purpose. Mixing Secrets for the Small Studio kind of sits in between as a book that can do both. You do kind of end up needing to read it from like front to back, at least for certain segments, to be able to understand all of the context and actually learn the lesson. But at the same time, if you have a really specific thing that you kind of want to get good at, you can just kind of Rolodex through it like a dictionary style book and still find all of the information that you need. Even with like some of the earlier stuff that I learned, like for example, making sure that I was really smart at low cutting and deciding what speakers I should get, and then also like the way that I should place them and how to actually use speakers, because surprisingly you'd kind of think, oh, I just listened to speakers, it would tell me there, but it actually taught me what to do with the information they were giving me. I really like this book. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, even with all of those other bits and pieces in the book, where it kind of tells you basic things at the start and then goes into things like reverb and delay and stuff in the end, you can still just kind of pick and choose if you kind of have a feeling that you already know where your mixing is, but you just kind of want to improve it. Definitely. The gotcha is I don't really feel like I was able to get the most out of this book until I got myself some studio monitors. I did get myself some pretty good ones. They're the iLoud micro monitors, which are really small, but actually really nice sounding. Maybe I'll do a review of them later on. But yeah, this book kind of made a lot more sense when I took its lessons and applied it to using the iLouds rather than just my headphones. Not to say that I didn't get anything out of it using headphones as my only way of mixing, just that it kind of made a lot more sense what it was saying in the book once I could apply it to that way of mixing, as opposed to using just headphones. So in summary, would I recommend this book? Yeah. It's presented by Sound on Sound, so you know that it's at least not going to be terrible. It kind of gets you into the mindset of understanding what someone who's mixing goes through. It kind of puts you into that mixing engineer's seat. It really kind of tries to get you to think of mixing as a very important and basically final step of music production, almost as if mastering didn't exist, which, at least in my opinion, is pretty good. It at least has gotten me to be able to get more consistent mixes that really, by just throwing limiting onto them to make sure that they hit decent loudness, sound good enough to be able to put onto SoundCloud or even into my YouTube videos without much need of putting them into Ozone or like reworking them in another DAW to be able to master them. So yeah, there you go. I have got another book review that I'm doing. I'm doing it on the Ableton book. Yeah. if you don't know about the Ableton book, make sure you're subscribed, and then I'll talk to you about that as well. But yeah, definitely. And side note, I'm not gonna say I'm a mixing or mastering or music production expert, but if you genuinely want advice on how I do certain bits and pieces on my mixing, feel free to like put it into the comments or something like that. And I'll talk you through some of the stuff that I do, basically. Yeah, cool.